Hello everyone, this is part 11 of my Master Chief Minecraft pixel art tutorial remake, and we're going to start off by using the moss stone, and we're going to head down where we're working on the battle damage part of the pixel art. So we're going to start off with the moss stone, and we're going to fly down here, and you're going to find these 10 moss stones going down that are making contact with both these 5 melons, and then these 3 melons going diagonal. So we're going to start from the top block of these 10 moss stones. So starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. That's 1, 2. And now place 2 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. So it should look like this. Now you're going to switch to the placement block, and with the placement block, we're going to move back to these 2 blocks going diagonal, and we're going to place 1 placement block underneath the second block that went diagonal, so place 1 there. And then you'll place another placement block on the right side of this block, so place 1 there. Now let's go up here to the 2 sets of 2s, and we're going to start from these 2 blocks, and starting underneath the left one, place a placement block, so it looks like that. Now you're going to switch to the gray wool, and with the gray wool you're going to fill in this empty space here with gray wool. So do that now. Just fill this in with gray wool. So it looks like this. Now you're going to switch to the sand block, because the sand doesn't support itself. It can't be placed with nothing underneath it because it free falls. So that's why we needed to put these placement blocks here. Now you're going to break the placement blocks and replace them with the sand block. So it looks like this. Now let's switch back to the moss stone, and starting from where we left off with the 2 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. So starting from there, place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. And now 5 blocks going up on the left side. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting on top of this melon block, you'll place 6 blocks going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's fly back a bit so you can see. It should look like this. Now we're going to switch to the green wool. And with the green wool, we're going to move back over here to these 5 moss stones going up. And you're going to fill in this empty space here with green wool. Do that now. And then we're going to move up here to the 6 moss stones going up. And you're going to fill in this empty space here with green wool. So do that. And it should look like this. So now that we have that taken care of, what you're going to do next is switch to the black wool. So let's switch to the black wool. And from where we filled in this space here with gray wool, we're going to follow this path going down until you find this area here where you see these 3 blocks going down on the right, and next to it you see another 3 blocks going down on the right, and these 3 blocks are making contact with this green wool. So these are the 3 blocks that you need to be here at this place, at the 3 melon blocks. And with the black wool, starting from the top block on the right side of it, so starting from there, you place 1 black wool, and then 2 blocks going up on the right side. That's 1, 2. Get rid of that. Now switch to the bedrock. Now with the bedrock, you'll place 2 bedrocks going up alongside the right side of these 2 blocks here. So on the right side, just place 2 blocks going up next to it. So it looks like this. So now that we have that done, we're going to switch to the green wool. And with the green wool, we're going to move up here. And just before we switch to the green wool, we're actually going to switch to the melon first before we start filling any parts with green wool. So let's switch to the melon block, and let's move up to this area here. And we're going to start on top of this black wool that's making contact with these 4 black wools here. So starting on top of it, you'll place 2 melon blocks going up. It's 1, 2. Now, starting on top of this black wool here, you're going to place 5 blocks going across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now starting from the center block of the 5 blocks, so starting on top of that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going across to the right. That's 1, 2. And it should look like this. Now fill in this empty space here with melon. Let's do that now. So it looks like that. Now we're going to switch to the green wool. And with the green wool, we're going to fill in 2 empty spaces. You're going to fill in this space here with green wool. And you're going to fill in this space here with green wool. So do that now. Just fill in those 2 empty spaces, staying within the outline, of course. And once you've filled it in, it should look like this. So now from this area, we're going to move down and switch to the gray wool. Again, from this area, just move slightly down. And you're going to fill in this empty space here with gray wool. So do that. And it should look like that. Now let's move another level down. And now in this space, you're going to fill in this area here with green wool. So go ahead and do that now. Fill this in with green wool. Or not green wool, but gray wool. I've got green on the vine. Okay, so just fill that in. So that's gray wool. Not green, but gray. So it looks like that. Let's see. Actually, I forgot to place 2 black wools. Alright, so we're going to destroy 2 of the green... God damn it. The gray wools, Felix. The gray wools. We're going to destroy 2 of the gray wools. Stupid green and gray. Alright, we're going to destroy 2 of the gray wools. And the gray wools that we're going to destroy are in this area that we just filled in. So we're just going to move a little to the right. And as you can see, this L-shaped black wool, we're going to start from that block. And you're just going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the left. And those are the 2 gray wools you're going to destroy. So get rid of that. And get rid of that. And place 2 black wools there. So it looks like this. Now we're going to switch to the gray wool. And with the gray wool, you're going to fill in this empty space here with gray wool. So do that now. I don't think I need to time-lapse this. It's not that large of an area. There are going to be large areas that I am going to time-lapse. So just be aware of that. Okay. So once you've filled it in, it should look like this. So now we're going to move, let's see, let's not skip any details because we might skip them. Alright, let's go down here. Let's follow this path of the gray wool that we just finished filling in. So going down here, we're going to fill in this large area here with the gray wool. So do that now. It's not too large. Again, I'm not going to time-lapse it. Not just yet. We have large areas that need to be time-lapsed just for the video's sake of uploading it. So let's do that. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. So now let's move over here to this area here. Not too far from where we just left off filling in that space. So let's move to these empty spaces here. Now with these empty spaces here, with the gray wool, what you're going to do is just fill in this single empty space here with gray wool. Now, make sure you're staying within the outlines because there's multiple outlines. We have the gray wool, the bedrock, the melon, the black wool. So make sure you're not crossing any spaces. So it's just one single space. As you can see, I'm just tracing over it where you're going to fill it in. Just fill in that single space with gray wool. So do that now. Again, something I don't need to time-lapse. So, not exactly sure why I was explaining it. Usually when I explain it, to some degree at least, it's going to be a long one. A long time-lapse, that is. Alright, so when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to switch to the green wool, and fill in this empty space here with green wool. So do that now. And it should look like this. So we're getting most of the battle damage filled in. Some of the times, let's see, Some of the times I do forget some details in my pixel arts and I have to go back and edit them in. Okay, so now we're going to, let's focus up here in this single empty space. Now in this space, just to kill some time, we're going to use the green wool and the gray wool. Now with the green wool, just a heads up, this is going to be time-lapse now. The green wool, you're going to fill in this single large area here with green wool. This is the single area here gets filled in with green wool. And then you're going to switch to the gray wool and move down here. And this single large area here, staying within the outline, of course, this area gets filled in with gray wool. So do that now. Green wool there, gray wool down here. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to move over here to the left, and we're going to fill in 2 spaces with gray wool. So with the gray wool, we're going to fill in that small empty space there between the black wool and the gray wool, and we're going to fill in this single large area here that goes all the way up and stops there. You're going to fill this in with gray wool. It's actually going to be 3 now, thinking about it. Going up here as well, you're going to be filling this space here with gray wool. So that's 1, 2, and that small little part, that's 3. So fill in those empty spaces in between the black wool and the gray wool, staying within the outline, of course. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to switch to the moss stone, and we're going to move down here. And I want you to find this area here, where it's just a bunch of empty spaces in between the melon block and the black wool, including these 2 empty spaces here. What you're going to do with the moss stone, you're just going to fill in this empty space, this empty path that goes up to the right. So do that now. I'll do it in real time so you can see where I'm placing it. It shouldn't be too hard at all to follow. So let's just fill in those. So it looks exactly like this. Nothing too hard or complicating to understand. Just filling in that empty path. So once you've done that, you're going to switch to the melon block. And now with the melon block, we're going to fly up here to this empty space. And with the melon block, you're going to fill in this single empty space here, staying within the melon outline and the moss stone outline. You're not going to cross over and fill in any of these small empty spaces. Just fill in this single space here with melon, and once you've done that, you're going to switch to the green wool. And with the green wool, you're going to fill in all the remaining empty spaces here with green wool. Now obviously you're not going to fill in any space over there. That also includes any large spaces over here or that small space up there. It's just going to be filling in the remaining spaces in this section of the damaged armor. So again, to recap, just this small space gets filled in with melon, and all of the small spaces here and the small space here just going all the way down here, including these spaces here, get filled in with green wool. So do that now. And when you're done filling it all in, it should look like this. Now let's move up here to the left to this large area here. We're not going to do anything with it just yet, but we're going to move up here to the right of it, and you should arrive at this area here where it's just 2 blocks going diagonal from these 2 blocks, and then there's these linked blocks here just above this large area. And just to mention this, because it's worth mentioning, this space here, this single empty space, we might as well put a, let's just put 2 random placement blocks like this. Just put 2 random placement blocks like that, and this is to let you know that we are not filling this space, because now it looks, let's just put maybe 2 blocks like, let's say, like that, diagonal. Do that. Now this is just to remind you that we are not going to be filling this empty space at all with any blocks. This stays empty throughout the entire tutorials. We never put a single block in here at all. So this is going to remain as an empty space. So those 2 blocks that are going diagonal should just help you, just to give you a reminder, just to help you not forget about that. Because we are going to be filling in large spaces around this area, and I don't want you accidentally filling in that space. Now, let us move over here to the right to this empty space, and we're going to start off with the gray wool. Now we're going to start down here at the bottom left corner of this empty space on top of these 2 black wools going across. So starting on top of that block there, place 3 gray wools going up. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So it looks like that. Now you're going to switch to the melon block, and starting on top of this black wall, you're going to place 4 melon blocks going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go up here, and you're going to fill in this empty space here with melon. Do that. Now we're going to move down here, and starting on top of this black wall here, so starting from there, what you're going to do is place 3 sets of 2s going up on the right. 3 sets of 2s going up on the right. So that's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 sets of 2s. And place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. And that's 1. So it looks like that. Now you're going to switch to the green wool, and with the green wool, we're going to put a layer of just green wool that are hugging the outline of the melon. If you don't know what that means, it's very simple. All it means is we're just going to copy the outline of it with the same amount of blocks, so it looks like that. That's what hugging the outline with a different color means. So all we did was hug the outline. Now we're going to switch to the gray wool, and with the gray wool, we're going to fill in these 4 empty spaces with gray wools. And you could also fill in this small space here with gray wool. So let's do that now. Okay. So when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. So now we're going to, let's see, let's move up here, going up to the right a bit, just to the right, and you're going to find this space here. Now you're going to switch to the green wool. Now with the green wool, starting from there underneath that black wool, as you can see, you're going to place 3 green wools going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So it looks like that. Now we're going to switch to the gray wool. Now pay close attention. We're going to be filling in 3 empty spaces with gray wool. First, you're going to fill in this empty space here with gray wool. And then you're going to move up here to the left, and you're going to fill in this single large space here with gray wool. And then you're going to move up here and fill in this empty space here with gray wool. So just to recap again, this space here gets filled in with gray, this space gets filled in with gray, and this space up here to the right gets filled in with gray. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. So now we're going to switch to the sand block, and with the sand we're going to move over here to the left a bit, and you're going to fill in these 2 empty spaces here with sand. So do that now. Fill in that space and this space. Next, you're going to switch to the black wool, and with the black wool, you're going to move over here to the right a bit and fill in this small space here with black wool. So it looks like that. Now we're going to switch to the gray wool. So let's switch to the gray wool now. And we're going to move up to the right, still remaining in this area here, going up to the right. And we're going to start from these 3 black wools here. Now, underneath these 3 black wools, you're going to place a row of 3 gray wools. So do that. It's 1, 2, 3. And now, starting from the left block, you're going to place 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. It's 1, 2, 3. Now place 12 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 blocks. Let's get rid of that. Now we're going to fly down here. We're going to fill in some empty spaces. So let's fly all the way down here. From that area where we just left off with the 12 blocks, we're just going to kind of follow this black wool path, just going straight down here. And let's not go too far, so let's switch to the melon block now. So switching to the melon block, starting down here, you're going to place, starting from that grass block next to these 11 black walls here that are making contact with the ground. Starting on the left side, you're going to place 6 blocks going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's move down. Switch to the green wall. Place 1 green wall next to the bottom block on the left, so place a green wall there. Switch to the melon. Place 2 melon blocks on top of the green wall, going up. So that's 1, 2. So it looks like that. Now we're going to move up, following this empty path. As you can see, there's an empty path going up to the right, so we're just going to follow this going up here until we reach this 1 block here that's making contact with these 2 black walls that are also making contact with these 7 blocks, and this 1 block that's making contact with the 8 blocks. So we're still in this path that went up to the right, and starting underneath the 1 block, you're going to place 8 melon blocks going down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now from this area, we're going to move to the left a bit, just a bit, and starting underneath that black wall, place 4 melon blocks going down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. So it should look like this so far. Now you're going to switch to the green wall. And with the green wall, you're going to fill in this empty space here with green wall. So do that now. So it looks like this. Now we're going to switch to the melon block. Now with the melon block, you're going to fill in 2 empty spaces with melon, staying within the outline, of course. First empty space, you're going to fill in this empty space with melon, and then you're going to move up here and fill in this single large empty space here that goes all the way up and to the left a bit. You're going to fill in this space here with melon. So go ahead and do that now. I don't think I have to time-lapse this because this is placing blocks upwards. Of course, we all know placing blocks upwards is a lot faster than placing them side to side. So let's just place them going upwards. So when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to switch to the black wall, and with the black wall, we're going to move over here to the left a bit, and you're going to fill in this empty space here with black wall, so do that. Then let's switch to the melon block, and on top of these 2 black walls going across, you're going to put a row of melon blocks going across on top of it. So it looks like that. And now from the left block, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. Now let's move back to the 2 blocks going across, and this time starting from the right block, you're going to place 4 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. And it should look like this. Now let's continue following this black wall going back up just a bit. So let's follow this black wall path until we arrive at this area where you see these 2 black walls just floating in midair by themselves. Now we're going to start at the bottom right of this area, of this empty space, and we're going to switch to the gray wall. So let's switch to the gray wall, and let's find these 4 black walls here. We're going to start from the top block on the left side of it. So starting from there, you're going to place 4 blocks going across to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now place 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. That's 1 and 2. And it should look like this so far. So now we're going to move up here to the right, remaining in this space, and you're going to switch to the melon block. And with the melon block, we're going to move up here to the right corner, and we're going to move 1 block down, and we're going to start next to that black wall on the left side. So starting from there, place 3 blocks going across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. And then one block going diagonal down to the left. That's 1. Now we're going to move down here to the bottom block of this black wool here. These two black wools going down, starting on the left side of it. So starting from there. Place 2 blocks going across. That's 1, 2. And then you're going to place 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 3 blocks across. It's 1, 2, 3. Now 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. That's 1 and 2. Place 2 blocks going down on the left side. 1, 2. So it should look like this so far. Now we're going to switch to the gray wool. And with the gray wool, you're going to start from that one black wool there and place 1 block going diagonal down to the left. So that's 1. So it should look like this. Now we're going to switch to the sand block, and with the sand, we're going to fill in 4 empty spaces with sand. We're going to fill in this 1 space here, and these 3 empty spaces going diagonal down up to the right. So let's fill in those 4 empty spaces. So it looks like that. Now switch to the green wool, and with the green wool, you're going to fill in these 3 empty spaces here. This space, and this space with green wool. Just 3 empty spaces. So do that. So it looks like that. Now you're going to switch to the sand block and move up here to the right and fill in this empty space here with sand. So do that. And once you fill that with sand, you're going to switch over to the green wool, and we're going to move down here to this empty space, and you're going to fill in this space here with green wool. So do that now. And once you filled in that spot with green wool, you're going to switch to the melon block. And with the melon block, you're going to fill in this single remaining space here with melon, staying within the outline, of course. So let's go ahead and fill this spot with melon. Okay. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now remaining with the melon, we're going to move down here to the bottom left corner of this space, and we're going to start underneath these 3 black wools here. So starting from there, with the melon block, place 3 blocks going down. That's 1, 2, 3. Now place 1 block on the left side of the bottom block of these 3 blocks. So place 1 block there. So it looks like that. Now we're going to switch over to the green wool. And with the green wool from this area, we're going to move straight up to these 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. And starting from that black wool, starting on the right side, you're going to place 1 green wool there on the right. So it looks like that. Now you're going to switch to the melon block. And with the melon block, we're going to follow this path of black wools going down to the left. So we're going to follow it until we hit this area here, the 3 black wools going down. And it's also making contact with this 1 block diagonal. Now, at the 3 black wools going down, on top of it, place 1 melon block. So that's 1. And it should look like this. Now from this area here, we're just going to move up to the left a bit. So moving up to the left, starting from that block there, the left block of these 10 black wools going across. So starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1 and 2. Now place 2 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. Going across 2 sets of 2s. That's 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. Get rid of those. Now place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. And now 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 3 blocks across. That's 1, 2, 3. Fly back a bit so you can see that it should look like this. Now we're going to switch to the sand block, and with the sand, we're going to fill in that small space there with sand. So let's fill that in. And then we're going to move down here to the left and fill in this empty space here with sand. So let's go ahead and fill this space now with sand. So when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now comes for the next part. We're going to move down here, and we're going to switch to the, let's see, we're going to switch back to the melon block. So with the melon block, let's fly down here, and starting from these blocks here, these 6 blocks going down on top of these 2 blocks, so starting on top of these 6 black walls, so starting from there, place 3 blocks going across to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. And then 5 blocks going diagonal up to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's get rid of the placement blocks. And it should look like this so far. Now we're going to move to the right, and we're going to move to this single large area here. Now you're going to switch to the black wool. Now with the black wool, there's actually 2 spaces you're going to fill in with black wool. First, you're going to fill in this small space here that's making contact with these melon blocks that we placed here. So you're going to fill in this small space here with black wool, and then you're going to move over here to this single large space, and you're going to fill this space in with black wool. So make sure to stay within the outlines, that you don't cross over to this area or up there. Just make sure where you're filling it in. So this large area gets filled in with black wool, and that small area right there gets filled in with black wool. So go ahead and do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now let's fly to that empty space there that we had the 2 placement blocks going diagonal. We can go ahead and get rid of those placement blocks. Although, still make an effort to remember not to fill in this empty space with anything, because later on in a tutorial, in the future part of this whole tutorial, you might accidentally forget that, I don't know, you probably forgot that you needed to place gray wool or black wool. Just do your best to remember that this empty space here remains empty throughout the entire tutorial. This never gets filled in with anything. So now let's switch to the green wool, and with the green wool, we're going to move to the right a bit, past this battle-damaged part of his armor, and we're going to go to the top part of the battle-damaged part of his armor, and we're going to fill in this empty space here that's shaped in the letter L. We're going to fill that in with the green wool, so do that now. So it looks like that. Now you're going to fill in this single large area here. It's just one single large area. You're going to fill in this single large area here with green wool, staying within the black wool and gray wool outline. So go ahead and fill in this single large area here with green wool. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. So I'm going to pause here and continue my Master Chief Minecraft pixel art tutorial remake in part 12. Now, if you want to know exactly when you're going to be seeing the next part of this tutorial, be sure to check out the latest PAWU video. I'll be uploading that Monday. Go ahead to my channel and look for the newest PAWU video, so you can go ahead and keep up to date to when you'll be seeing the next part of this tutorial, and not just the next part of this tutorial, but the other pixel art tutorial parts that I upload as well. So, be sure to stay tuned in for more Minecraft videos.